Welcome back to the fifth lecture that we are having on diodes. If somehow you have directly reached this lecture, please go back to the previous lectures because what we've studied in the previous lectures, we will be utilizing to study rectifiers in this lecture. Till now, we have completed basic construction, operation, characteristics of a diode and application of diode as a clipper. In this lecture, we will be studying full wave bridge rectifier with and without filter. So the filters part we will be doing in the next session. For this session, we will only be studying what a rectifier is. At this point, what I want you to do is pick up any charger that you have around you. It could be a mobile phone charger, a laptop charger. Just pick up the charger that you have, and on this charger, search for the point where it is written input. For example, in my hand, I have a OnePlus 7T charger. I have input written as 100 to 240 volts at 50 or 60 hertz and 1.2 amperes. This part is the input that I give the circuit. Now the reason why I have told you to do this is, if you look at the figure on the screen, I have AC voltage source over here. So what I just read, that is 100 to 240 volts at 50 or 60 hertz and 1.2 ampere current. This is my AC voltage source that is given to this charger. Now my charger, when I look at the output, it says 5 volts at 2 amperes or 5 volts at 6 amperes. So this output voltage that is there over here, this is 5 volts at 2 amperes or 5 volts at 6 amperes. What is the difference between this input and the output? The input is a AC voltage source, whereas the output that you are seeing is a DC source. This you can verify on any charger that you have at home. You can pick up your laptop charger and check what is written on the AC side, that is the input, and what is written on the output side. So basically what I need is a device that can convert AC voltage source to a DC load or DC output. This is done using four things. First thing you will need is a transformer. We are not going to get into transformers because transformers is something that you have already studied in BEE. But basically you have two types, step up and step down transformer. After transformer, the next thing. So this thing is of utmost importance to us. We are going to study a rectifier followed by a filter and then by a voltage regulator. We are going to study rectifier and filter in module 1 of your syllabus, and you're going to come back to voltage regulator in the later modules of your syllabus. So what exactly happens in this transformer, rectifier, filter and voltage regulator? If you can see what is happening in a transformer, which will be a step down transformer, at the output you get nothing but a sine wave. Now this sine wave, after it is rectified, looks something like this. So what has happened over here is all the negative waveforms that were there over here have now come to the positive half cycle. But this signal is still not DC. This is still an AC signal. Once I give it to the filter, the type of signal that you get is something like this. This signal still has certain amount of ripple over here, so it is still not DC. You then give it to a regulator, and at the output of a regulator you get a constant DC voltage. This circuit that is drawn over here is the basic block diagram of a regulated power supply, not a part of your syllabus. The only reason that we are doing this is so that you know why exactly I am studying rectifier and why do you study rectifier with or without filters. So basically transformers you've already studied, rectifiers you will be studying in this session, filters you will be studying in the next session, and regulators you will be studying somewhere down the line. So by the end of analog electronics, you should be in a position to actually build a regulated power supply. So this could be some sort of a mini project for you. Now rectifiers. So till now you understood rectifiers are basically a device that are going to convert an AC quantity into a DC quantity. And the reason why I need it is almost everything that you have at home takes AC as input but needs to give DC as the output. Need of rectification, I need to convert from AC to DC because I need to get DC voltage from the AC supply that I am getting at home. First thing that is used is a step down transformer, which we will not be discussing. We will directly be starting from a rectifier. The first type of rectifier that we are using is a half wave rectifier. Now if you're going to look at this circuit is nothing but a negative series clipper. So if you want, you could go back to the clipper circuit session and look at that lecture. This is the first circuit diagram that we had drawn. It is a negative series clipper. So what it has done is it has removed all these negative waveforms, and this is the output that I get. Now, if this is the output that you get, you are going to lose all the negative waveforms. But you wouldn't want to lose all the negative waveforms, you want them as well. So what we do in that case is, now before going to getting all the negative waveforms, what I've drawn over here is for an ideal case. But if this has to be replaced by a practical diode, then you will have a battery of 0.7 volts over here, and your system will look something like this, where I'll have Vm minus Vk, where Vk will be 0.7 volts for silicon and 0.3 volts for germanium. This will be your final waveform, and you'll have an offset due to Vk. But this is not okay. I cannot have only half set of waveforms. I will need the other half as well. So what we have is a full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifiers, we have two types: center tap transformer rectifiers, and you also have bridge rectifier. The first one that we will be doing is a center tap transformer. This is what my circuit diagram looks like. So now whenever we study circuits, we'll make it a point that you understand every word in the name. So here it is a center tap transformer full wave rectifier. Why is it called center tapped? Because if you look at this transformer, on the secondary side there is a tapping happening at the center. Therefore it is known as center tap. It is known as a full wave rectifier because you've got two diodes, diode D1 and D2. In the first positive half cycle, diode D1 will be forward biased. In the first positive half cycle, D1 will be forward biased. And if you look at what is happening now, this negative is given to D2. So D2 is going to be reverse bias. So when I draw this, it will look something like this. D1 forward bias, D2 reverse biased, and this is my waveform. How do I know my waveform is looking like this? I will write a KVL equation over here. My KVL equation is going to be minus Vi plus V naught is equal to 0. So I'll get V naught is equal to Vi. So whatever you see here, exactly that is drawn over here. So you get a positive signal. Now when I look at the next half cycle, that is the negative half cycle. When you are drawing the waveform for this, what happens in the negative half cycle? D2 is forward bias replaced by short circuit, D1 is reverse bias replaced by open circuit. So when I'm looking at this end and I write an equation over here, this is now going to be minus Vi plus V naught is equal to 0. Again V naught is equal to Vi. So V naught is equal to Vm. So what I have got again is a positive waveform over here. So what you are getting in total is all positive half cycles copied as they are. All negative half cycles are now becoming positive. So you're going to get a train of positive half cycle waveforms. This is how a full wave rectifier functions. Now when you come to the second type of full wave rectifier, that is a bridge rectifier. First of all, if I have a second type, that means there was a problem with the previous type. The first thing that we studied was you had a half wave rectifier. Now when you had a half wave rectifier, the first thing that we studied was you had a half wave rectifier. Problem with this was it was giving you only half the waveforms. So we went to something known as a full wave rectifier, which gave you waveforms that looked something like this. Okay, this was a center tapped full wave rectifier. What could be the problem with a center tapped full wave rectifier? It has to be center tapped, which is difficult. So you had to go away from this. And what we did next is we have come to a bridge rectifier. Now, if you compare a bridge rectifier with a center tap rectifier, immediately you're going to realize that now I have got 4 diodes. How are these diodes going to function in the positive half cycle? In the positive half cycle, this is positive. When I reach here, diode D2 will become forward biased, D1 will be reverse biased. Then I take a turn, I come here. When I reach this point, okay, when you reach here, you can check whether you're going to go here or you're going to come here, but D4 is going to be reverse biased. So you take a turn, go through the resistor, come here. Now again the question is whether you're going to go towards D1 or you're going to come towards D3. Both of them are going to be forward biased right now, but you cannot go back to where you came from. You have to complete your circle, so you're going to come here. And this is how you'll complete the circle. So positive cycle, this is forward biased, so it's on, and this is forward biased. So the method that you're going to use is going to look something like this, and the waveform that you're going to get is shown on the slide. When it is reverse biased, that is in the second half cycle, what is going to happen is diode D2 and diode D3 will become reverse biased, and these two will be forward biased. So you're going to start from here, you're going to move in this direction, then going to come here, going to go here, and then going to come out. So it's going to look something like this, and the waveform that you get is that you are going to get is shown alongside. So over here you've got 4 diodes, that is double the number of diodes, but still bridge rectifiers have an advantage over center tapped full wave rectifiers because I do not need to use center tapping in this type of a circuit. So I'm hoping that you have understood what exactly happens in a rectifier. What is the purpose why I need a rectifier? Rectifier is the stage 2 of a power supply system that you can build. And we have studied 3 types of rectifiers. I have half wave rectifier and full wave rectifier. Full wave rectifiers divided into 2 types, that is center tap full wave rectifier and a bridge rectifier. In the next session, we will be understanding what happens when I add a filter to these bridge rectifiers or to a full wave rectifier.